Hi everyone, this is Josue from evyCoding Python course, Unlock Your Programming Potential. So in this particular video, we are going to explain something important that we have to take into account when we are using lists. Okay, so basically this is a simple example that we are going to examine in this video, so we will understand something really curious about lists in functions, and when we are working with like a simple library in Python called random. So we are going to um, have this particular function random. So we are going to get some random values between, like a range of values. Okay, so basically we are going to start explaining something really simple about this particular function called random. Okay, so random is an inbuilt function of the random module in Python. And the random module gives access to various useful functions. One of them being able to generate random numbers, which is random. So in this course, we will learn about random in Python. Okay, so we are going to import this library random, and we are going to do something simple just to work with this particular library random in Python. Okay, so for example, let's suppose that we want to generate a random number between a given positive range. Okay, so we are going to do this random, and then we use random. Okay, so we see random, and then we want to get a value between 0 and 10. Okay, so that is really simple. So basically you will get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so let's do this. We are going to print this. Okay, so we will see which value we get when printing this function, well, this file. Okay, so let's see. Okay, just one, and we are going to try again. Okay, this is 5, and then we continue um, with this particular um, simple program, and then you will get any value between these two numbers, 0 and 10. Okay, so in this case 3 4 5 6 7, so any value between this range of values. Okay, so why am I doing this? I'm doing this just to let you know about something. Let you know something about these random functions. Okay, so because it's really important that when someone is working with an important library in Python, which helps us out understand a lot. Okay, so this is a particular exercise, okay, that I found in a book. Okay, so we are going to start with this particular um, exercise. Okay, so the point of this exercise is to create a model. Is a Python random module, includes a function shuffle. Is a shuffle function which is incorporated in random library. Okay, but this function accepts a list of elements and randomly reorders the elements so that each possible order occurs with equal um, probability. Random module includes a more basic function random. Okay, so we choose a range of values, a range of numbers. I mean, between A and B. Like, I mean, A accounts for a number, and B also accounts for another number. So that returns a uniformly random integer from A to B, including both endpoints. So using only the random functions, we will implement our our own version of the shuffle function. Okay, so in this kind of example, we will see this, and we are going to guide you with this example, just to do this same function random. So it is really simple how the way we are going to work with this particular random function, which comes from this library called random. So right now well, this is really simple actually. We create this function. Okay, so we are going to delete this. Okay, and we are going to explain you step by step. So basically, within this function, we need a kind of a list. Okay, so basically, in the previous video, we worked with lists and tuples. So basically, we are going to work. We are going to continue working with lists, and the way we can work with lists is really important because it helps us a lot to get more knowledge about lists and how we can work with functions in Python. Okay, so basically, custom shuffle. This is the name of a function. So this is data. Data is the list that we need to pass. Okay, within function, just to get just to get this particular list. Okay, so this list will be mixed with a different values since we are going to combine this function random that random just to include these values from this particular list, and then we get a different order. Okay, so the values are going to get a different order. So basically, two if two had if two the number two in this list has the index one, for example, when using this function, this custom shuffle, we will get two in another index. So for example, 4 or 5 or 2, whatever. Okay, so let's start with this. Let's get started with this. So we create this array equal known, like a kind of list. So basically within um, short list, okay, multiplied by len data. This is len, which accounts for a built-in function in Python just to get the length of a list. So if we multiply this known, because it's a known, this is a kind of list with known within, multiplied per len data, we will get something really curious. Okay, so we are going to, I don't know if you want to create this list, want to make this list, for example, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then for example, you want to multiply the length, well, this short list with a known value in, multiplied for the length of this list one. So we will see what we get. Okay, no worries. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so that is really curious about these results, since at the beginning we had just one list with a known value in. So if when we multiplied this particular length of this list, for example 4, because this list one has a length of 4 values, of 4 items. Okay, so within this list there are 4 values. Okay, so right now when we printed this known, okay, this is a short list with known value multiplied um, length list one, we will obtain we obtain this new list with 4 values of known. So basically, this is a new list. Okay, so um, why am I working with this particular way? of lists, because sometimes we want to we don't want to empty the lists. We want to fill these lists with some values. So if you want to replace this known, and known, I mean each value, each known, we need to use loops, and then we are able to fill this particular index, or these particular values known, which account for like zero perhaps. No, it is not. It is not the same like zero, but it's a pretty similar concept about filling lists in. Okay, so if we are going to see this, it's the same. I mean, it depends of the length of the list. Okay, so for example, in this list, which has a length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have 7 values within this list. Basically, the length of this list is 7. Okay, so there we will get 7 norms in this short list, which will be converted to a list with 7 items. Okay, so that is really easy. We got this. Okay, so understood. Okay, so this is set. This is a built-in function. Okay, this is a set. This is a set. It's really, really, really simple to see how we work with it. I mean, it is a common function, built-in function. So it is really, really, really important to have some um, some knowledge about this particular function. Okay, so set a term. Okay, for example, in mathematics, for a sequence consisting of distinct languages, well, it's also extended in its language by Python, but it can easily be made using set. So set method used to convert an iterable to a sequence with unique elements in Python, commonly called sets. Okay, so it's really simple. I mean, we are going to see some kind of example about this. Okay, so no worry for that. We are going to create something that you will like a lot. Okay, we are going to start from the beginning. Okay, and then what if we do this? Okay, so um, J G G is a set. Okay, so for example, we can use this. So with range between 0 and 5, and then we can use this built-in function. This another built-in function called add. Okay, so so see add and it. Okay, so then we are going to print G, and we will see what we get. Okay, so no worry for that. Just give me one moment to see what we get. So this is a new set. Okay, so basically this set variable was empty at the beginning, so we didn't have anything within this particular set. So but now when using this loop forward and this range between 0 and 5, will we got this new set with how many values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5 values within this set. So it is a little bit it's a little bit the same when working with lists, but the difference between sets and lists is that um, this is a set, it's not a list. Okay, so it is not the same to work with lists and sets, because there are some difference between that. So it's really simple when we are well, working with lists and tuples and a list and sets, so it's really important to have in mind. So, for example, lists and tuples are standard Python data types that store values in a sequence. So sets another standard Python data type that also has store values. So the major difference that sets, unlike lists of tuples, cannot have multiple occurrences of the same element and store and order values. So you have to keep in mind that it's really important to have in mind that when working with this is better, okay? Because especially with loops. I mean, for example, while or for, so you can work with that, you can work with lists and tuples, but it is better than working with lists is better than set some tuples. Okay, so it is the same. I mean, well, we get back to our main function, custom shuffle. So we understood this and we understood this. Okay, one part and second part, first part and second part. So basically, right now we have a loop called for. Okay, for e. Okay, for I in range of length data. So length data. What is the length of this particular list? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I mean, seven values. I mean, this list. This list has seven values, which account for a length of seven. Okay. So add it false. We set this variable false. Okay, this is a boolean value false. We know that. Okay, so while not added. Okay, when while not added, it means that when this value it is not added in this particular list. So, for example, choice is equal random between 0 and the length of data. Okay, the length of data minus 1. Okay, it's a minus 1. Okay, choice equal random done random between 0 length data minus 1. But why am I working with data, length data minus 1? Because we cannot, for example, uh, let's do this. Okay, so for example, we are going to copy this. Okay, okay, so data. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, okay, and then we want to print this choice. Okay, we are going to print this, and we are going to see what we get about this. Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So if you notice that length is 7, but obviously that you will not be able to pass the length of data because this particular choice will have out of the index. So that's why um, you have to put this as a minus 1. Okay, so it's really simple. Okay, so you need to you need to decrease one value from this particular length because you will get out of the index. So it's really important that you have in mind this, okay, when you are working with range, because this is a range between 0 and the length of this particular data. Okay, it's really simple. Okay, perfect. So we use if choice is not in use indices, array choice. Okay, what is array? Array is our list which was created with the length of data. I mean, if this list has 7 items, obviously that this array will have 7 knowns values. Okay, so this if choice is not in use index. Okay, it's really simple. We can choose this. Okay, so use index is our set, which is empty at the beginning. But then this particular um, set will be filled in. Okay, so now we are going to see this array choice. Okay, choice is the value that we'll get between this 0 and in this particular is 7 minus 1 is 6. So it's between 0 and 6. Okay, so that is really awesome. So array choice. So we are going to let's suppose that you get three. I mean array three. I mean the index three, like a 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then equal data one. On the, what can we find data? Okay, so data is a I. So I is, for example, 0, because we start from the beginning. I mean 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we have 7 items. So basically this loop 4 will pass 7 values, 7 items. Okay, so if we have 3, for example, choice, at the beginning we said that 3 was there with the random value that we got. Okay, this is 3, for example, 3, and then data from 0, data 0, I mean the index 0 and the index 3. Okay, and then we start filling our set. Okay, that is really awesome. I mean used index point at choice, because we have the value here 3, and then we added choice here. Look at it. Okay, okay, here. Okay, you got it. Okay, choice, for example, and add it is true. I mean it converted to true. Okay, it is turned into true. So, and then we start with this. We are going to print this, and then you will notice how this list changes with all of these values. Okay, so we are going to print this. Okay, so at the beginning it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then with our custom shuffle function, we can reverse this list with different values. I mean with the same length but with different values. I mean with the same values but in a different order. So for example 5, 3, 4, 2, 7, 1, 6, or 6, 3, 1, 7, 5, 2, 4. Okay, so it's really awesome how we can work with these built-in functions and lists at the same time. Okay,